Hi, I'm Samantha, and I want to start by saying something important. I see you. I see the late nights you've spent perfecting your resume. I see the disappointment when another application disappears into the void. I see the self-doubt creeping in, making you question your worth and your qualifications. And I want you to know that every single feeling you're experiencing is valid and shared by millions of talented professionals just like you. The job market can feel impersonal and discouraging, but your career story deserves to be told in a way that captures attention and opens doors. That's exactly what Resume Flow does. We take your unique experiences, skills, and aspirations and craft them into a compelling narrative that employers can't ignore. You're not just looking for any job. You're looking for the right opportunity that recognizes your value and propels your career forward. With Resume Flow's AI-powered insights and optimization tools, we're going to make sure that opportunity finds you. Your breakthrough moment is closer than you think. Let's create it together.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Not that far removed from the storm. The heat still lingers, my heart still warm. I try to change, but the core remains. I'm not that far removed from the flame.
I'm not that far removed from the storm. The heat still lingers, my heart still warm. I try to change, but the core remains. I'm not that far removed from the flame.
They pushed and pulled like I'm a game to play. Thought I'd crumble, thought I'd stray. I walked away from shadows I knew, but I'm not that far removed from the view.
They threw their stones, I caught them all. Built a wall so I wouldn't fall. Changed my name, changed my tune, but I'm not that far removed from the moon.
I'm not that far removed from the fire that burns, the soul I prove. You can test me, you can try, but I'm still the storm, the unbroken sky. I bury my past, but it won't stay gone. A ghost in the mirror, it lingers on. Try to rewrite, try to improve, but I'm not that far removed from the groove.
I buried the fire, but it still flickers low. They thought I'd crumble, but they don't even know. The echoes of me that I left in the past still rise like a shadow I can't outlast.
They see my face, but they don't see the scars. Every line's a map, a story that's ours. I wear my armor, my heart's subdued, but I'm not that far removed from the crude.
They built their walls, but I've got my tools. Try to make me dance to their shallow rules. I walked away, but the fight's in my veins. Not that far gone from my old hurricane.
They wanted a puppet, but I cut the strings. Tried to clip my wings, but I still sing. I shed my skin, but the scars still show. Not that far gone from the me they used to know. I'm not that far removed from the fire that burns, the soul I prove. You can test me, you can try, but I'm still the storm, the unbroken sky.
Oh, they act like I've forgotten the fight, but I'm a phoenix not lost in the night. I've grown taller, but the roots run deep. I'll wake the thunder if they wake the beast.
Oh, they act like I've forgotten the fight, but I'm a phoenix not lost in the night. I've grown taller, but the roots run deep. I'll wake the thunder if they wake the beast.
Oh, they act like I've forgotten the fight, but I'm a phoenix not lost in the night. I've grown taller, but the roots run deep. I'll wake the thunder if they wake the beast.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? How are you doing today? We are in the building. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. You know how we do here. We are always working. I am Techo Drauf. We are, as always, engineered to win. We just work. We work. We review what's going on. We work and we strategize. That's our goal. That's our goal. You know what? Before I do anything, right? I'm gonna show you something quick. If I can find this. Let's go to here. I'm gonna show you something real quick, right? Because somebody left me a pretty interesting comment the other day. I was like, it gave me a nice little chuckle. It was about when we reviewed the Elon Musk launching Grokpedia. And it was let me see. It's so funny. I never looked at all these comments before until now, and it's actually pretty funny. Let me see. Hold on. Let me do that. And all right. Okay, there we go. So let's go here real quick. Before I get into anything, it just made me think. Right? It just made me think. And I just want to share this real quick, right? So let me zoom in onto this comment for you. So this person, right? They said, based on my take on Grokpedia, where my take was pretty much, you can't really trust anything that you just read. You should always do your due diligence, stuff like that. And this person, this amazing person here said, it seems to me like you identify yourself with powerful people to feel better. What?
How dare you?
Then they said, it's amazing to me that you don't have a problem with one random guy influencing AI, social media, and encyclopedias. You say people just need to be better informed. How exactly should they inform themselves if everything is owned and influenced by the billionaires? Heard this, and I found that pretty funny. I'm like, all that I said was, the more information, the better. How should somebody inform themselves? Well, they read what this one source says, they read what this other source says, they read the totally opposite, and then they do more information, they do more research. That's all. But that's the reason I bring that up, right? The reason that I bring that up is because we work here. I do not care what the millionaires. I mean, I do care in some sense, right? But I don't care. What I want to do, I want to know where they see, where their vision is, where they're taking their companies, so I can strategize and I can help you strategize so that we can be well positioned to win. All I really want to do is win it all. People get so emotional over this stuff, and I'm like, where is the money at? That is just how I see it. I'm like, I don't care about the billionaires or the millionaires or the thousandaires, whatever. Where are they putting their money? Where are they taking their companies? What do I need to learn? What do you need to learn? And let's work together. Let's strategize so that now we can learn from them. You know what? My question is, how did they become billionaires? What did they do? How did they start off? How many hours did they work? What did they learn? What are they encouraging people to learn? Where are they taking their companies? And that's what I'm looking for. You're talking about the billionaires. And I'm like, well, we're like, oh, they're looking for AI for automation. Well, let me learn AI. Let me learn automation. Let me figure out, let me solve problems. So that's why, that is why we work here. I laugh. I get a good chuckle out of these type of comments because they will forever be gold medalists in the Victim Olympics. and we will continue to run it up.
Another one.
All right, that is my opening message for you for today. I don't have icebreaker, although maybe that was icebreaker, but I just had to let you guys know the reason that we do what we do, the reason that I go live 3 times a week, and every other Saturday we do Vibe Code and Chill, and then every other Sunday I do my Scrum Night. So many videos, so much work, because we are strategizing, we are learning, we are, in everything that I've done, learned so much about video, about audio, about building, about coaching, about leading. And then I get to hang out with you guys on the YouTubes. So for me, I already have the victory, because I am accomplishing so many goals all at one time. Anyhow, welcome to the channel. Welcome. Hopefully you're having a great week. Hopefully you're having a great day. And as we head into the weekend, hopefully you're going to have a very productive weekend as well. Let's jump into a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to everybody who continues to come back and listen to my crazy talk. I really appreciate you. Whether you've been subscribed for a very, very long time, or whether you are brand new, whether you just found me, I just want to say that I truly appreciate you for allowing me to add value into your life. Because you could be doing anything. You could be watching basketball, you could be watching football, you could be watching hockey. There's no more baseball, right? But you could be doing so many. You could be writing music, you could be, who knows what. But you are here with me, learning with me, and running it up with me. So I truly appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Next up, I just want to give a big shout out to my tech barbarians. I'm telling you, I get emails from Jira showing me that my tech barbarians are working. They're moving stories around here. They're working on automation. They're testing. They're writing new stories, giving new ideas for the products for the applications that we're developing. We work so hard. We have our Vibe Code and Chill sessions every other Saturday, like I mentioned, and people come up and we talk and I share what I'm building, and we share ideas. So many good stuff that is happening. We work so hard, and that's why my tech barbarians are the very, very best.
We the best.
We are the best. We are the best. This coming Sunday, if you're a member of the Tech Coach Off Patreon, you can watch live our Scrum Night. We're going to be wrapping up our last sprint. We're going to be getting ready for our next sprint. If you want to be in tech, it is very, very important that you understand how these things work, how these meetings work. And I'm here to give you a preview. All right. So that is this coming Sunday night. And so we are the best. Come and join us. Come and join us and learn and win with us.
We the best.
And shout out to my YouTube channel members, my tech mercenaries who allow this content to make it across the entire globe. We are global. We are in so many different languages, adding value across the entire world. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
All right, quick announcements tomorrow. Tomorrow, the Bug Bite at noon Eastern time, we are going to be talking about, they sold out. They sold out. They did. Who? You're going to find out tomorrow. But UMG, Universal Music Group, they have reached a major AI music agreement with one of the people that they were suing. One of the people that they were suing, they settled, like they reached an agreement. They dropped the lawsuit, and that company is going to be working with them. That's how the cookie crumbles. All right. So check it out tomorrow, noon Eastern time. I will be in the chat with you guys, learning together, seeing what is going on in the music industry, in the AI industry, how these things are coming together. All right. So that is where things are at. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to be getting into OpenLovable. We're going to be going through the website. We're going to be figuring out how to install it. We had a software explorations, I think it was last week that we did that, where we're looking into it, seeing like how does it work. But now it is time for us to actually use it. But before we do that, before we jump into that, I am going to check the chat and say hello to my people, my guy, Junior Largy in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up, family? What's good, Junior? How are you? It is always a pleasure and a blessing to see you. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. All right. We are gonna, so like I said, there is no icebreaker for tonight. I do want to get wrapped up little, like the past few shows have been going for like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. Because we get started later on Thursdays, I want to keep it within the 2-hour mark, right? But we do have some amazing break time conversations to have, some news to look into, some ideas. So we're gonna get through those. We're gonna get through those. But we're gonna skip the icebreaker for tonight, and we're going to get straight to work. All right. So without further ado, like I said, we're gonna be jumping into OpenLovable. And let me put the first 20 minutes on the clock. We're going to look into OpenLovable, and then we are going to get to installing.
It's time to do.
All right, OpenLovable, free open source AI website builder that transforms any website into React/Next.js app in seconds. So one thing I'm wondering, like when I read this, I'm like, is it like just to transform a website, or is it actually going to build a new website? So let's take a quick look of how to use, and then we'll just jump into it, because if you did not watch the video, I would suggest you go back and watch the video, and I will put I'll put a pin to it like over here somewhere when I chop this up, so that you can see the background information that we did on there. So now we can start to install. We're going to need, so basically we're going to, I think I already cloned the repo. We're going to need to get some API keys for a sandbox API key, a Firecrawl API key for web scraping, and an AI model. Hopefully we can use, what do you call it? Hopefully we can use Gemini. If not, we will use an OpenAI key. Drop that into like pretty much go through the setup, and we'll go from there. Okay. And I'll do a clone over again, just so that we can get started, like so we can do it fresh. But basically I started already, just like when I was sampling it out on the video from last week, but we'll do it fresh, right? So I am going to open up a editor, and I am going to do phone. All right, so let's do it like this. I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna go here, and I'm going to do a clone. I'm gonna copy this over here, and they're gonna tell me that. So I'm gonna do OpenLovable 2 in this instance, right? And I am going to say clone, and we're gonna say trust this project. Let me move that over here. I'm gonna say and I'm using WebStorm. You can use VS Code if that's what you like. All right, so now we have OpenLovable opened, and we need to, the next thing that we need to do is npm install. So we are going to, so with WebStorm, you can just click on this button here. If you're doing it through like a terminal, you can do npm install as well. And it's going to, so npm install is the node package manager. It's going to install all the necessary packages that are that it needs to be able to run OpenLovable. So it did that for me. Next up, so it's indexing everything. Next up, and I can switch like this. Let's go to, I really like this view. I really like this view. So we're gonna take this, right? I might change it up. You know what? Maybe I should just change it up. Right. Let me see if I can change it up right now. Let's go to maybe I can do, let's try this. Let's try that right there. And then we could do, I lock that, and then if we take, do it on the fly, you know? That's how I roll. That is how I roll. A little too big. It's a little too big. If I was to get rid of this one here, I'll figure that out. I'm going to go back to how it was. I'll figure that out. But I'll get it a way that it'll look a little bit better. But all right, anyways, we are going to continue. So let me go back over here and we're going to do cp copy.env example to .env. So now we're making a file called .env. And it should show up right here. And should be okay. So now inside of here, so we need to get a Firecrawl API key. We need to, so if we go back over here, we need to get a Firecrawl API key. We need to get an E2B sandbox and an AI model. So the AI model is just, it should be Gemini. If I have a Gemini one, I'll pick Gemini. Let's see, Grok API, Grok. Let's see. So let's start off with this one. Let's start off with the Firecrawl key, right? I don't believe I got it last time. So let's copy this and I will go to firecrawl.dev. And let's see, what is this pricing thing all about? So a lightweight way to try scraping, no cost, no card, no hassle. This will get started with that one. And I will do, am I logged in already? I don't think I logged in yet. Let me see. Not, did I log in? I don't know. I guess, yeah, I am logged in. Okay, cool. So I'm going to copy this API key and I am going to paste it inside of the .env file. I'm not going to show it because I don't want to show off my file to my API key to everyone. Next thing that we need, Vercel sandbox. So I don't have a Vercel and I shouldn't need it right now, but we'll see what happens when we try to start it up. Let's see. So the next thing that we need is a E2B dev account. So let's go to E2B. So this one was at Firecrawl. Now we're going to go to E2B. And let's see, sign up. Go with Google again. This one. All right, API keys. Create API key. Let me just in case, let me get off the screen in case this leaks or something. Well, okay, let's say this is for OpenLovable. I'm just typing the word OpenLovable. And yep, like I thought, it was going to show me my API key. All right, we got the API key. And I am going to, all right, I can go back to the screen and I'm going to drop that key in here. And so, and I also need to, so in the configuration in the .env file for the sandbox provider, you need to make it equal to E2B. And then let's comment that out. And then we get to the, all right. So you can use a Gemini key. So we're going to do that. I can, so let me show you my other screen. So now on here, above, I already have my API key for E2B and for Firecrawl. Now we are going to set up we're going to get an API key for Gemini, and we're going to get that from AI Studio. So let's go to, pull it up here. Make sure nothing shows up on the screen that shouldn't. Nope. All right, cool. So I am going to, so this is the screen that I'm on. I'm inside Google AI Studio. I'm going to create a key, and I will create a project, I guess. Let's call this OpenLovable. Create project. And we're going to call this OpenLovable key. And I'm going to get off the screen again, just in case it reveals what my key is. If it doesn't, I'll go back to it. Okay, so I should be able to. All right, so on Google, they don't reveal the key to you. So here we are. I'm just gonna click on this copy. Here. Okay, I'm just gonna click on this copy button right here. And I'm going to paste it inside of OpenLovable. And now, so I have all my keys set up for OpenLovable now, so I can go ahead and close this. And we can go back to the instructions. All right, so we got this done. So we got step 2 done. The next thing it says to do is to start the server. So pretty much npm run dev is going to start on localhost 3000, and we should be good and ready to go. So let's go back over here and let's do npm run dev. Let's see what happens. All right, it looks like it started. It looks like it started. So we have the localhost 3000. We have network. So if you want to access it from another computer within your same network, you can go here. If you want to access it from your local computer, you go here. So that basically you can use it on, like, let's say any computer that's connected to your network, you would be able to access it. But we're going to do it on localhost, right? So I'm going to copy this URL right here. And I am going to paste it, enter, and we are going to go to here. All right, so we have the OpenLovable that it's running. The application is running. It's ready for us to use. I don't. All right, so let me go back to, because I'm still not sure exactly what to do with it yet. Right, so we're here. AI chat example, clone a website and make the header gradient blue. I don't really see what the purpose of doing that though. Let me see. Simply paste a website into OpenLovable chat interface and watch it AI analyze the site and generate clean React code in seconds. It says see how OpenLovable. All right, so let's see how what they're referring to, right? So pricing is free in the sense that they're not charging you, but you still need to use your, like, it's going to cost you your own API keys. With Lovable AI, the API, like, you're using their API connections, whether they're using Claude or Gemini or OpenAI. But you're like using their model, and they're hosting it. Let me see, React. So they both use React. Their AI models is proprietary. It's very limited. You have full control of the customization here. And there's unlimited usage in the sense that they're not going to stop you because they don't like have a credit-based system, a token-based system. But whatever your charges are going to be coming from your usage of your API key. All right. So keep that in mind. Data. What do they mean by data ownership? I don't know what that means. Yeah, so you see usage limit is unlimited. Lovable AI is plan-based. All right. Let's see. What is OpenLovable? How does it work? It's a free open source AI tool that transforms any website into React application. It uses Firecraft for web scraping. Unlike, all right, so main difference that it's free. Let's see. That's the thing that I'm not sure about, is how they're going to. What I'm not sure about is how it's going. So let's, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Let's say a search term. Well, I don't know. Let's see. I want to create a custom OBS lower third browser plugin. Let's see what this gives us, right? Because let's see if we get any errors either. I'm looking for errors in different spots. Okay, there's no error here. So if we go to this view, right? Because what happened when I was doing the video was, let me close this out, was there was an error because we weren't connected to like Vercel and stuff like that. But now there is no error. It says compiled search in 110 seconds. I don't see anything happening over here. So that gives me pause. Let's see what this does too. I don't know what that does. I think it does anything. What in the world just happened here? So apparently it did a search. It did a search for, and it found my video. It found my video, believe it or not. How can I go back the other way? It found my video. Can you imagine? Can you believe that? Select which site to clone from the. That's. If it's just cloning a website, I don't really understand what the purpose of this is. I'm a little confused. So let's do. Kinda, let me see. Let me go to Gemini. What is OpenLovable used for? Because if it's for like just website cloning, like why would you just want to randomly clone a website, right? Like, well, what benefit do you get out of that? And that's what, like, when I was making the video, I was like wondering, like, what is the goal of just quote unquote cloning a website? OpenLovable was an open source AI tool used to clone any existing website and instantly convert it into okay, why would you want to do that though? You simply provide the URL and AI analyzes the site structure, layout, and styling. It then generates a clean production-ready React code using TypeScript. You can use the chat interface to ask AI to build or modify components using the natural language. So if I was to say with, let me just double check, make sure Lovable AI is the same as lovable.dev. Yeah, it's the same thing. I'm logged in right here, right? I'm logged in. So if it's the same thing, because on Lovable, I can just give it a prompt and it will create something. So I'm going to say with lovable.ai, I can give it a prompt and it will create based off of that prompt. It seems that OpenLovable is just trying to clone a website. Is that accurate? Your understanding is mostly accurate, but with one new exception. You are correct about the primary difference. The two tools are built for different starting points. Lovable.dev, what you're using, you start with a prompt. You describe an idea, a to-do list with a Google login, and it generates a new full stack application from scratch. OpenLovable, you start with the URL. Its main purpose is to clone existing websites. Excuse me. Okay, so you start with a URL. Its main purpose is to clone existing websites front end and convert it into React code. Okay. However, OpenLovable has recently added an agent mode that blurs the line. While its main feature is cloning, this new chat-based mode allows you to create allows you to use prompts to edify, modify, and even build components similar to Lovable. I'm so then I'm like, okay, why are you comparing the two if that's the case?
Lunch break.
It's hard, like I don't understand why they're comparing the two if that's the case. All right, well, we will go to break. I'm not sure about this yet, but then again, it's a new software, so maybe I am right to not be sure. But if it's just gonna be cloning, then I don't see what the real purpose of that is. We'll try resume flow with it, I guess, to see if it can clone that. But it's kind of like, I don't know. Anyways, let's go to break. Let's go to break. So let me see what I got going on over here. And all right, so basically what we're gonna be getting into our first break time topic of tonight, which is about school, college in particular, PhDs, graduate school. So let's go ahead and get started. So this was a topic that I wanted to cover on Tuesday, but the show went so long. So I said, you know what, we're going to bring it to the front of this show. So let me go ahead and pull this up, and I added it to my Stream Deck, this little cool functionality. We're going to do this. We are going to do this. And I'm going to go with, boom, look at that. I have a button to bring up YouTube. So basically we're going to be reviewing this video and giving commentary, but it's about 20 PhDs in the time. Can you get 20 PhDs worth of knowledge in the time that it takes one? So they're going to be discussing how AI and college education are blurring the lines. All right. So let's get to it.
We decided to change everything, change culture, change design, change intellectual structure, use technology, move in new directions, and then we began measuring learning outcomes.
For all the talk about changes in higher ed, including just this week, when the University of Virginia became the first public college to agree to Trump administration oversight, the biggest cause for change, AI, doesn't come up all that often in the political debate. For nearly a quarter century, Michael Crow has led the university that is, by some measures, the largest in the United States. Few people have thought as much about American higher education while also having the ability to influence it on such a large scale. But when we first talked with him a little over a year ago, we didn't cover artificial intelligence. A lot has changed since then.
AI will leave a lot of white-collar people behind.
Another uncomfortable truth linked to AI.
AI.
It's not a bubble.
Obviously the most disruptive technology in the history of mankind.
Egalitarian.
I really think that people see AI as the boogeyman. They really see AI as the boogeyman. They are very, very fearful of it all over the place, right? I guess maybe I am just super resourceful because every single tool that is at my disposal, I put to use. So I'll give you an example. At work, for instance, right? You've seen me use Devin AI on some streams here. And I use it like sometimes when I would get stuck, I would use it for certain things. But at work, we have some Devin access, but some people have the full out Devin, like ability to use Devin where it's like helping you code and stuff like that. But for the rest of the company, you have the ability to like ask Devin where it's gonna like it'll analyze your code base and give you suggestions, but it's not gonna write the code for you. And for me, that's the level of access that I have. And it actually works pretty well for me because I'm able to use Devin now the same way that I use Gemini, but with this caveat. With Devin, it's able to read the code base and understand it and give me suggestions based off the code. And I'm able to use those suggestions to actually go faster in the work that I'm doing. So Devin has actually saved me a lot of time. So now, even though I don't have the full access to Devin, I'm still using the AI to help me facilitate and move a lot faster. I mean, you've seen us do so much in so little time here on this channel. But the fact that people are like, they're going crazy over the growth and the speed of AI. But the way that I see it is that you can just do so much more in so much less time. People are always complaining about, oh, I don't have time for that, I don't have time for that. When I'm at work, my goal is to get things done. And that's why I'm always saying, like, you got to spend time learning. You should spend time learning AI, spend time learning coding, all this type of stuff, because work is not the place that I don't believe in learning on the job. But so many people are fearful because AI is quote unquote the cause of layoffs, but it'll also be the cause of hirings in new fields, new positions, if you continue to grow and continue to level up. Let's keep watching.
And access to knowledge is at the highest level in the history of our species. What we have is a walking, talking reference library on any subject, and we never had anything like that in our society before.
We wanted to know how artificial intelligence is changing the American college experience, what it means for the teachers and students who have now made it a regular part of their lives. But we also asked Crow about the outcomes for recent graduates and how his school is preparing students for an economy that is moving very fast.
What does that do to teaching? I mean, back in the olden days, we wrote essays, we wrote blue books back when I was there. How do you do things like essays and evaluations?
Well, I think what has to happen, and we've experienced this at ASU with our 6,000 faculty members, several thousand of which are already AI trained, is you have to up the game. Perhaps we were learning too slowly, too incrementally, too much in a regimented or industrial way. With the AI tools that are available now, you can up the game, enhance the question complexity, enhance the answer complexity, expect more of the students. We had somebody give their test out of the business school to an AI system and get everything right instantly. Well, then the test is too easy. The test is too simple. So it's basically a way, in our view, to accelerate learning, to broaden learning, and to speed learning. So you have to look at it as a new way to basically make the game more intensive. The model's always changing. So Plato, was against the written word. He thought everything should be.
I actually really like that. Push people harder, push people further, push people faster. Up the game. Like, oh, they're just going to use AI to do this. Okay, well, make it more challenging, make it more difficult, make it requiring more effort. Because look what, here's one thing that AI can't do for you. It can't present for you. It can't know the info, like it can know it, but you still have to be able to present it and digest it. So I think that the way that college is currently modeled is super duper outdated. Most people, the things that they learn in college, they never use it in their real life. And they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get that PhD. So the way that, like, just a small sample of what we've been able to do in the past few months, and I am energized. I'm like I said the other day, we have I am so excited about the speech assistant app to help you be able to clearer communicate. And that was just like a prototype, just just thinking it out. And now this coming Sunday, we're going to be connecting it to Amazon, the Amazon Transcribe, so that it can get the transcription of what you are saying, and then it can process it through AI to say, okay, you said this many times, you said like this many times, and you were talking at this speed. here are some pointers to help you out. Or maybe, and then we're going to add a way to have conversations with it, so that you can practice being more conversational. So, and that's just one of the apps. Like I said, we have the coaching portal. I have my content creation assistant that I use every single day. So many different opportunities that AI is bringing us, but we are so focused on the doom and gloom. For me, I am running towards it. I am running. When I see someone like Junior, who never really used AI, never really used AI, and then we had a vibe code and chill back in like July-ish, and he jumped on and started using Lovable and started building something out, and that was absolutely remarkable. So my thing is, stop crying, stop whining, stop complaining, start working, start trying, start building. And as you continue, it's like building a house. You're laying down the foundation by starting to initially learn. And then you keep going, and you're going to make mistakes, and then you're going to get better. You're going to fix those mistakes. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Don't be afraid of challenges.
Thought through verbally and communicated verbally. There were unbelievable forces against the development of the printed book. And so the internet and its development, the web and its development all had people that were against it. And so AI changes the model in the sense that it speeds it up and intensifies it. It personalizes the learner's experience, but it doesn't teach those core things. There's no values being taught. There's no values being experienced. There's no lived experiences being built. So what we really have here now is we just have this massive hyperspeed calculator capable of going to all of the digitized information, you asking a question about that information and getting the most probable answer. It's all about the questions that you're asking. It's not about the answers, it's about the questions, and that's what people need to really figure out.
Does it change the notion of cheating?
I'll bet humans have cheated for quite a while. It does change the nature of what is your.
When I was in high school, we didn't have AI, and trust me, we knew how to cheat very, very well. We knew how to cheat very, very well. So, and see, something that was very important. When the internet started coming out, the internet was the devil. When cell phones started coming out, cell phones were the devil. And let's not even talk about 5G. We were all supposed to be dead because of 5G. People hate technology, people hate change, people hate evolving. They just want things to be the way that they were back in the dark ages. Because a lot of people, they still live in the dark ages. They're still whining and complaining about what happened forever ago, instead of looking like, wow, what opportunities. They're looking at the challenges of the past instead of looking at the opportunities of the future. Me, I don't care. Learn from the past, great, whatever. I don't like to talk about the past. I like to see what's in front of me. I do not like to look in the rearview mirror. I don't like to drive back. I know you'll see in these movies, really, really cool. I'm sure Junior knows how to drive backwards really, really fast, really, really cool. However, me, I like looking forward. If it was possible to not even have reverse on a car, I'd be like, let's go, because I want to go forward. I want to move forward. I want to move forward. Right? See what.
Work. Now, if you're answering a complex question and you're using a reference library and an AI system to answer that question, that seems legitimate. If you're using it to produce your analytical response that's supposed to be demonstrative of your ability, well, then you're cheating. Now, you have to then build a system which recognizes the ability to gain access to these tools. Now, sometimes it's just going to be you in there by yourself taking the test, because they've got to know that you know how to ask the question, you know how to derive the answer, that your brain works in a certain way. Beyond that, the AI systems are going to enhance learning in every possible way, and the idea of cheating will change.
At this point, are there some things that you can learn that AI cannot teach you?
Absolutely. I mean, an AI system can't teach you to be innovative. It can't teach you to be creative. It cannot teach you grit. It cannot teach you the discovery process. It cannot teach you. I mean, it's a machine. It's an advanced hyperspeed calculator. It can do things that you can't do. It can think around corners that you can't see. But of course, so can a dog. And so it's a powerful analytical tool to enhance our mental capabilities, not to replace them.
And he's right about that too, because sometimes like you need to come with the idea, but then it's like the spark. You can ask AI for like, okay, this is what I'm thinking. What are your thoughts and stuff like that? Like not thoughts, but like give me some feedback on it. But then it still has to be yours. It's like so. For me, I see it as I'm always working in tandem with AI, right? It's honestly, it's kind of like my business. It is kind of like my business partner.
In order to ensure that AI is a springboard rather than a crutch, Crow says students and teachers will have to raise the bar. And one place he's already seen signs of AI's ability to supercharge progress is in the school's research programs.
It's almost unbelievable. We have probably 50 research groups that are using advanced AI to solve unsolvable problems, to figure out how to process materials or manage the Mississippi River in a different way in terms of the flow of the water and the flow of the dirt and other things that go down the river. We've got people doing advanced chemistry now. We're using AI systems to think beyond the way that we normally think, to create more revolutionary opportunity. There was a study recently done by some of our faculty at the speed with which you could complete the work equivalent to a dissertation in genetics, 14 days. What that means then is that the PhD that normally takes 4 or 5 years to set up the experiments, do the work, be evaluated, maybe the PhD student of the future will do the equivalent of 20 PhDs. That will speed up the cures for cancer. That will speed up the analytical tools that will help restore sight in human beings. That will speed up the techniques that use electromagnetic current to affect people with Alzheimer's disease and other neurodegenerative diseases, all of which are computationally limited.
Certainly the world is.
But now here's a question. What is more important? What is more important? Is the importance on the fact that you are quote unquote doing it however long it might take, a lifetime, maybe never? Or is the importance the results, the solutions that you're able to come up with? Because what if you're able to use whatever tool at your disposal to provide actual long-lasting results that impact and change the lives of millions of people because you used AI or whatever other tool? Or do you want to hold on to your pride and like, oh, I did it myself? No, I'm like, for me, I want results. I want results. I want to work. And I don't want to get stuck and bogged down for hours or days on something that's just not working. I can figure it out. I've been figuring things out my whole entire life, but guess what? For me, using AI is just another way of me figuring things out. I have reinforcements, I have back, because it was a lot of Stack Overflow that I was using. It was a lot of just Googling and seeing what other people did. And now I can like, oh, this is what I'm trying to figure out. Boom, boom, boom. And it's like, okay, let's try this, let's try that. I give it a try. I go back and forth. So, and I'm saying, okay, this doesn't look right. I'm having a conversation with my assistant.
Changed enormously since I came out of college a long time ago now. But my sense is the rate of change has really increased, maybe even geometrically, how fast it's changing. How do you prepare graduates today for a world 20, 30, 40 years down the road that I can't even imagine?
So there's no way to prepare someone.
Before you even said, and I wish I didn't even hear that part, but I'm going to say this. That right there, with all due respect, that was a stupid question. Why do I say that? And I prefaced with all due respect, that was a stupid question because you cannot prepare someone right now, especially in tech, for 20, 30 years down the road. There is nobody from 30 years ago with what they learned back then were prepared for what we have today. That doesn't make any sense. That's a bad question. Bad question. The real question is, how can you prepare someone to learn how to think and how to maneuver for 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. It's about thinking. It's not about what they're going to be doing. It's you're preparing them how you're going to be maneuvering throughout your life. And that's what the real teaching needs to be. How to help people be more strategic. How to help them not be complacent.
For something you don't know what it will be, except one thing. What we call, we're attempting.
How do you prepare graduates today for a world 20, 30, 40 years down the road that I can't even imagine?
So there's no way to prepare someone for something you don't know what it will be, except one thing. What we call, we're attempting to take all the people that are coming to our university, 120,000 degree-seeking students, 700,000 other learners who are just taking courses with us digitally and otherwise. Can we help create you to be a master learner? Can we help you to be a person capable of learning anything, adjusting to anything, adapting to anything? It's really that, because we don't know what all of the adaptations that will be required are. We do know that you should be grounded in, American history and economics and the role of democracy and certain subjects in math and science and so forth and so on. And then after that, we find a learning path for you to take where you learn to learn. We don't care what your major is. I met a kid the other day who was majoring in opera and physics.
And I had no idea what he was going to say, but it's just, for me, it's common sense. That's why I said it was a bad question, because you don't prepare people for 30 years. You might like say, all right, you want to get your investments right and your retirement plan right and stuff like that. Prepare for retirement and for the future in that sense. But like what to learn right now for 30 years? The world changes so fast. So no, it's teach them how to learn what needs to be learned as they progress in life. Every single day you should be learning something new. No matter how big or how small it is, you should be making progress every single day.
Great, fine, fantastic. That's how that kid learns. And so that's what we're after. How do you create universal learners capable of learning anything? That's the pathway.
We hear at 40,000 feet about a shifting employment situation for recent college graduates because of AI. Are you seeing any of that in the real world?
We're not seeing that in our graduates. Now, the problem with people talking about all college graduates, there's more than 20 million people in college. A couple million go to what you think of as sleepaway colleges. They go to places where you're living on campus. The other 18 million go to college in some other way, community college, online, some kind of other course, and so forth. So we're not seeing any change. We're seeing the same level of anxiety. We're seeing the same level of the process. We're, more than 95% of our students that graduate as undergraduates are employed or in graduate school within the first year, almost all within the second year. So we're still, seeing good ROIs. But what we are seeing is students, who are quite savvy, adjusting their trends. So we're seeing a slightly downward trend in computer science and a slightly upward trend in double majoring and triple majoring. More people moving into analytics and supply chain and all kinds of other things. And so the market for learning is also adjusting. We measure our success based on who we include.
Crow hopes the size and scope of ASU will help with that adjustment, allowing students to react quickly and build new skills for the changing world. And in a school made famous for opening its doors rather than being exclusive, he thinks the most important skills of all can come from unlikely places.
We've even got ways now that we're using advanced AI-enhanced robots to help people that aren't qualified to get into a particular college to do what they want to do, to get them qualified. Guess what? When we get them qualified, they have more grit and determination than anyone else who sort of walked into it from high school, and they outperform everyone.
There's a theme going on right now that every college has been overrated, oversold. What do you say to parents?
What we have is a way for your child, your student, to learn on the path that's going to enhance their ability to be most adaptive throughout their life. So don't worry about their major. So we get these parents that say, well, my kid needs to major in accounting so they can get a job, or they need to major in anything other than political science or history or English where they'll never get a job. That's actually not true. Some of the hottest things that we have that we're producing right now are English majors that can code. And so they have a broader perspective and they can code. And so we provide free coding classes to everyone in the institution. We provide other ways in which you can double major, triple major, take other kinds of things. And so what we say to parents is, let's find the way where your kid is going to smile while learning, while preparing themselves to be a master learner, and you'll have to worry about them less. If they take a fixed thing in a fixed way, in a fixed pathway, they could find themselves in an alley and no way out. We're trying to make sure that that doesn't happen.
So, still not sure how I feel about the end, about like these. Here, I'll say this. I don't think that college in itself is a waste. I think the way that people plan and strategize for college is a waste. People want to go to these private institutions out of state, and for majors that they can't get a job for. Because here's the truth, right? A lot of people, even though they'll be double and triple majors, they double and triple major in things that are super easy and there are no jobs available for. They don't learn anything tech related, and they're like, oh my God, I'm $200,000 in debt for college, and I cannot find a job. So it's like the first question is, oh yeah, and don't forget, college should be a right. First they say food is a right. No. Then they say college is a right. No. 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 It's not a right. What? Okay. Here's a question. What is a right? What is a right? Something that you are born with. Something that you can do without anyone stopping you. Now, there might be consequences for you doing that, but the fact that you can do it regardless makes that a right. So that, like, you can say whatever you want, but there might be consequences for what you say. But the fact that you could say it, regardless of the consequences, you have the right to say whatever you want. But you don't have the right to, like, food isn't just given to you. College education isn't just given to you. You have to actually go out there and seek to learn it. So when we go do that, when you go shopping, you have to make the right decisions on what you're going to buy. A right is not something that somebody owes you, right? No one owes you an education. No one owes you food. If it was a right, then it wouldn't say if you don't work, you don't eat. There should be no conditions on things that are rights. There is no condition of how you're allowed to talk because it's your voice. So that means it's up to you. When you go to school, are you going to pay attention or are you going to be a class clown? So with the way that in the video, the way that he structures his college, really cool. Everyone is learning like some type of like coding and AI and stuff like that, regardless of the major. But you also have to be aware of, okay, what school am I going to go to? Should I go to community college first? People look down on community college. Why?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because it's not the big name school. People will live and die by college that they never even went to. I live in South Florida. If you knew the love that people who never even stepped foot on the University of Miami has for the University of Miami, you would be like, what in the world? This makes no sense at all.
Bruh.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, so the bottom line is with AI, you can learn so much more, so much faster. And I think that the way that it's going to push people even further, I think it's great that instead of colleges being afraid of AI, they should embrace it, and they should teach the students to embrace it as well and see, okay, how to strategize. I like what they said in the video. I like what they said in the video because it's like, it's setting up mindset. It's not, how do I prepare today for 30 years on the line? No, it's how do I learn how to learn what's going to be coming at me inside of these next 30 years that I can adjust properly. All right, so that's my thoughts on that. That was pretty, I like that. I really did like that video. So it is what it is. All right, let's check the chat really, really quick, and then we shall get back to work and try to figure out this OpenLovable thing. Let me see. We got my guy Magnetar in the building. Hit me with the Sith, Coach Ralph.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Shout out to Magnetar. He says, watching from the clouds today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching. Let me see. We got my, Magnetar said, draft concepts meets advanced articulation of your concepts. Exactly. That I love the way that you put it, Magnetar. Because like you can have the idea and then because like for me, I'll do this, right? I'll have like, okay, I need a story about this, or I'll say, I'm looking to build this feature. Can you like hash it out? And then I'll read them. Okay, I like this, I like that. I don't like this, I don't like that. And then I take that and I send it to my AI software engineer, and then it starts to build it and boom. It's a whole process, right? We got my guy, Me Mightify over here. He says, good evening, Ralph. Hope all is well. I am doing phenomenal. Hopefully you are doing well and better yourself. And Junior says, that's a fact. I can definitely drive fast backwards. And fun fact, my 1987 Toyota Camry doesn't have reverse. Wow, like your Toyota Camry is 3 years younger than I am. It says it hasn't worked for over a year now. Still haven't figured out the issue. That is pretty funny. Would it be like, it wouldn't be a transmission thing that it can't go backwards? I don't know. Let me see. It says, Junior says, but my brother drives that Camry to work every single day. No reverse. So how does he park the car? Because does he park inside like a parking spot? Does he put it on neutral and push it out? Like how does he park the car? That's interesting. Let me see. I believe that food is a right. You have the right to go out and plant and grow it and harvest it for yourself. Oh my goodness. I see what you're saying. I think you have the right to gather it. Yeah, to do that. But the fact that no one owes you food. You have the right to work for it, but no one owes it to you. Let me see. Me Mightify says bad. That's what I kind of thought. Me Mightify says no parking spot, just in front of the location. That's hilarious. So you just like pull up, or maybe do like that side parking where you just. I hear you. I've had so many crazy cars back in the day. That's right. I had so many crazy cars back in the days. All right. We are going to jump into our next working segment for tonight. Let's go ahead and drop another 20.
Let's go!
Okay, so we're going to go over to, I guess we don't really need let me get this off the screen. Let's go to, boom. All right. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. Where is my? Okay, so here we are. Oh, that is weird. Well, search again. What if we were to use an existing website? Let's say, I guess we'll go with that. I'm really not seeing the purpose of this at the moment. I don't see how it's open. Like it's just a crawler, a scraper. Failed to clone the website, failed to generate recreation. Let's see why. Why is that? Oh. Right, maybe it's wrong. But I thought I put the key in the. So if we were, all right, so let's do this. I'm gonna go to those who are on mobile won't be able to see this, but maybe I should set up the mobile one actually. Let me try something real quick. Let me go to, so I can do this on mobile as well. If I go to, let's say vertical and right. And I go to, or I should have cloned it, I guess. See. Oh, let me get that one. And we to duplicate left, right, like that. And now we say add a group, and we want to add the group of, over here, and we say add a group, and we say side, and we that, and close that out some. Look at that. Look at that. How you like that? How you like them apples? All right. So so now I got it both on mobile. All right, let me link this to oh, there we go. Cool. So now when I go to here and I go to here, all right, perfect. All right, cool. So if we are looking through here, we can see that I'll just go to full screen on that. So we can see that it is making I don't know why it's trying to go to Vercel. So using provider Grok model. So all right, so that's why it's happening, because it's trying to use Grok. We don't have an API key set up for Grok. We want to use Gemini. So it tried to do the clone. Let me see. Scrape screenshot. So all right, let's try to go back over to here, and we are going to say use. I don't know why it says Gemini flat. Can you try to clone it again? Sandbox is ready. Start building your app with. No. This feels weird. Oops. Oh. Okay, so it goes to the, all right. I don't know. I'm not really seeing the real purpose in it, though. If we say scrape, but then it goes directly to this one. We want to use this one. Oh, let's go. Let me go back to, or go back to this right here. We got this. We got this. We have our Gemini code in there. Start developer server open local for AI chat commands. And AI chat clone a website. It doesn't do the same. It doesn't do the same thing. Like, I think the name is wrong and misleading, if anything. Prompt customization. All right, let's see. The way you frame your prompt is crucial. Mm. I don't know. It's just it's not. It's not choose from template or create your own. All right, so let's see how to activate tools and actions. What are tools and actions? Ingesting your docs. So this is like, okay, what is Mendable? Oh, we're talking about OpenAI here. Or not OpenAI. I thought we were talking about OpenLovable. Let's see. Let me go to the GitHub repo. Maybe there's more on there that I can glean from, because I'm just, I don't know. So we did that. We did that. Did all this, but like, what exactly? Chat with AI to build. So okay, chat with AI to build React apps instantly. An example app made by Fire. All right, so let's take a look at this one, right? This example app that they made. Wait, this is the example app that they made? But like, if we go to here, reimagine any. Let's see, let's take a look at this video real quick. So if I was to type in then reimagine with x.com. Select which no, this is so weird. Say x.com. Where's the Wikipedia? Let's say we were to do like a sandbox not found. So let's say sandbox active. All right, so let's go back to E to B to see what's going on with that. E2B.dev. I need to already logged in. Do I need to create a sandbox or something? So concurrent sandboxes. Oh, we have a sandbox. What do I do with it though? Let's go to list. So we have a sandbox here. So this is our sandbox. But over here, it's telling us that this, so that's not the sandbox that we're using. So why do you have the wrong sound? Fail to clone, fail to generate recreation. So once I get to this screen, then let me see if I go to Gemini. I don't know why I see them 2.0. But if I say I want to build an AI-based Wikipedia for my GitHub repos that I can talk to back and forth to get to read the code in my repos and provide me information about how the application should work. I don't know. Okay. Sandbox ready. Start building your app. All right. Let's go to this other view real quick. Let's see in the source what is all right. So error. Why is it trying to use Vercel? All right, I'm gonna go and take a look at the environment files because I thought I had disabled Vercel. I'm not doing anything with Vercel, so I have my Firecrawl key in there. I'm not using Grok. I have my E2B key in there, which is correct. And I have a Gemini API key in there, which is correct. So I'm not sure why it's trying to use Vercel. So all right, so here's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna copy the error that we're getting, which is in here. I'm gonna go to the screen instead. And we are going to copy here. I'm gonna copy that. And I'm gonna go to Gemini. And we're gonna say, when trying to use OpenLovable, I am getting this error. However, in the .env file, I have everything related to Vercel commented out. And I'm using E2B. Let's see what it says about that. While it's doing that, I'm gonna go back to the website because I'm really having a hard time understanding what the purpose of this site is. Not of the site, but of the OpenLovable part of it. It's baffling me. I don't see this as a one-to-one comparison. I like when reading through the documentation, it made it seem like it was a one-to-one comparison, but when actually trying to use it, it's like you have to start off with like copying another website. Like I don't want to copy another website. And if you wanted to use like an open source tool, then you could probably use Kilo Code and give that like Kilo Code and SpecKit to the same way that we're doing on Sundays to help us build the speech app. See, it says that makes OpenLovable the ultimate open source AI website builder for modern developers. But I personally don't see that. Because if I have to, I don't want to clone a website. It feels like copyright infringement at that point. This is a common issue, and your logs files point directly to the solution. The core problem, the AI gateway enabled true. This means that even though you've commented out Vercel, the application still thinks it's supposed to use Vercel API gateway. It's trying to send its request to Google Gemini through Vercel's proxy, which then failed. Okay, this almost always happens for one simple reason: you're using the wrong environment variable name for your Google API key. The OpenLovable application is coded to look for the very specific variable name. It doesn't find it. It's going to use a verse. But I just copied it. Find the line in your Google API for your Google API key. You might have an incorrect name like Gemini API key or Google API key. But I just replaced it with one for the other. Ensure all other Vercel API gateway keys are commented out, which you've already done. At least I think I did. By providing the key with the correct name, the application will find it, connect to Google directly, and no longer try to. All right, let me look it up here. Oh, I can't share this environment file. I just used exactly what they gave me though. Oh, wait a second. Let me comment that out maybe. Individual providers when okay, so basically I did not have API gateway AI API gateway API key commented out. So that's probably why I was using it. So what I'm going to do, I am going to go over here and I am going to stop this. Oh, okay. Oh, it did it. All right. It did a auto reload. So we don't need to do that. All right. So let's go back over to here. And let's try resume flow again. I don't think of sites that I want to clone, so it's hard for me to see what I'd use this for. But maybe after we get to this page, we can do more with it. It's telling me that the sandbox is not found, but I know the sandbox is working. Let me see what this is. All right, so when we get back from break, we will look at why we're getting a sandbox not found error. Invalid API key. Okay, we'll look into that because we'll look into the invalid API key and we'll look into the sandbox error because it's showing us the wrong location for the sandbox. Logging into E2B, which I'm not even familiar with E2B, so we're going to do some research, some deep dive on that too. So when we get back, we'll look into what exactly E2B is, what the purpose is. We'll look into why why it's not really using the right key, and that's wrong. And we'll go from there. We'll try to figure it out from there. All right. So break time. All right. Let me check the chat. You got anything new in there? Let me see. My surprise says I knew plenty of people who rode without reverse. Yeah, we was po. We was po. I had a car with transmission issues, but I never had a car that couldn't go in reverse. Let me see. All right, so let's go to our next topic for tonight during our break. Tag team. I remember in wrestling when you had the tag team matches, Kane and The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mick Foley. Did the Rock ever partner up with Mick Foley, Mankind? Dude Love, I think he also had the name. Mick Foley had so many different names. Anyways, so Apple and Google team up to bring Gemini to Siri. Isn't it amazing that while Google is going through their lawsuit of antitrust and stuff and monopoly and stuff like that from the Department of Justice because of them getting the contract with Apple for their search engines, they laugh in the face of the government. Says, you know what? I see that Apple is our search engine. Well, we're going to get Siri using Gemini as well. Let's find out what exactly is going on with this madness. All right. So let's go over to here. This article is brought to us by TechCrunch. And they say, what is this thing over here? Hold on. Give me a second. Let me get rid of this thing. All right, cool. There. So it says Apple nears deal to pay Google $1 billion annually to power new Siri. Reports say. You don't say. So it says Apple is nearing a deal with Google that would see the iPhone maker pay the tech giant roughly $1 billion a year for a custom version of Gemini AI model to power its overhaul of Siri, according to a new report from Bloomberg. The move is a big one for Apple, which has traditionally relied on its own technology, but plans to use Google's model as a temporary solution until its own AI becomes powerful enough, including to power a slate of upcoming features for the voice assistant. Like I said the other day, with all due respect for Apple, they are dead last in the AI race. They are straight garbage in AI.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Let's just say Apple right now is Jada Pinkett and Google Gemini is Nate. What you willing to do for Gemini, right? What you willing to do for Gemini? Right? It says the custom AI models 1.2 trillion parameters, a measure of the software's complexity and capability, would far exceed the level of Apple's current models because they have no models.
Do not come.
Nope, they don't. They're straight up trash. For context, the current cloud-based version of Apple Intelligence uses 150 billion parameters. Only 150 billion, while Gemini uses 1.2 trillion. Meaning Google's model would be roughly 8 times more complex. Apple had also considered using AI models from OpenAI and Anthropic earlier this year. After testing models from all 3 companies, Apple chose to move forward with Google. Shout out to that. Another lawsuit coming soon, coming to a courthouse near you. According to Bloomberg, the overhauled series is expected to launch next spring. However, since the launch is still months away, plans for the revamp could change. I mean, things can always change, but I think that they will go ahead and move forward with Gemini because you're already using their search. You're already pretty integrated. So now that means that Google is going to create a custom version of a Gemini app that's going to be preloaded onto Apple devices, and it's going to be used for Siri. Probably is going to keep the same Siri voice. I don't really use Siri, so I don't know how all that works, but probably going to use the same Siri voice, and it's going to be trained on like whatever they want it to be trained on, right? It's still going to have the 1.2 trillion parameters, but it's going to be customized for Apple for Apple's, and it's hilarious. It's hilarious, right? The fact that if we look at it like this, right? Apple has Google Apps. When I say by Google Apps, I don't mean apps from the App Store or from the Play Store, but they have like the Gmail. They have all those things that Google creates. Google doesn't need what Apple has. So Google is still a part of the ecosystem of Apple, but Apple is not part of the ecosystem of Google. I have Gemini. I have the Gemini app on my Android phone. I have it. I have Gmail. I have YouTube. But guess what? When I install, when I'm using a iPhone or a iPad, I need to install Gmail. I need to install YouTube Kids. And now you're gonna need to install Gemini, or no, you don't even need to install Gemini because Gemini is going to be built in and baked into Siri for at least $1 billion per year. And do you really think that Apple is going to ever catch up to the power and capability that Gemini is going to be putting into Siri now? Because Apple's at 150 billion. Nothing, not a zilch, nothing. So let's say by the time they get to 1.2 trillion, Google and Gemini might be at what comes after trillion. Let's see what comes after trillion. What comes after trillion? They stopped at trillion on this one. Let's see. What comes after trillion? Oh, this is too small. The number that comes after trillion in the short scale is a quadrillion. A quadrillion. So once Apple reaches like 150 or what was it, like 1.2 trillion? Google at that point is going to be at a quadrillion. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Anyways, let's go back to full screen. And we are going to be getting into our last segment for today. Let me see if there's anything else. Anybody in the chat before we keep going? Let me see. We got my guy Rod Brown in the building. What's good? What's up, Rod Brown? How are you doing? Hopefully you are having an amazing night. And my guy Rod Brown had a phenomenal live stream last night. Being messy with those pastors, exposing them, giving up. Rod Brown. Look, Rod Brown, look to your neighbor right now. Look to your neighbor. Look to the left of you. Say you ain't right. Look to the right of you. Say you ain't right. Rod Brown, you ain't right for doing that to those people. You ain't right for doing that to those poor, deceiving, scheming pastors. I have a song for them too. You know what, Robert? I have a song for them as well. Where is it?
How much did they think I'd take before the walls around me break? They used me up, they bled me dry, but I stayed strong. I reached the sky. How much more did they think I could take? Their whispers were poison, their smiles were fake. Behind the curtain, their plans were obscene, using my heart to fuel their machine.
I gave them my truth, they gave me their lies. Played me like a pawn in their grand disguise. I stayed on my path through the darkest of fires, while they chased the shadows of selfish desire.
I'm always ready. I am always ready. But you're not right for that, Rod Brown. You're not right for that. Rod Brown says there is no one around me. I mean, I've been looking in the mirror. I was talking about the mirror, Rod Brown. I was talking about the mirror.
Bruh.
Anyways, let's get our last segment of tonight out of the way because I got things to do. I got videos to schedule. I got videos to edit. I got things to do. All right. So let's throw up one last 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
All right, so we've been working on OpenLovable tonight, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really loving it right now because I'm not really fine. I thought that it was gonna be just like Lovable. That was gonna be just like Lovable, and it's not. It's not. It feels like closed Lovable, to be honest with you. Getting some errors. We're gonna try to fix them. I don't know. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Let's go over here. Let's go to here. So we are getting failed to clone, failed to generate. It's still having this in here. I don't. So if we go over here, sandbox ready. So all right, let's say invalid API key. What API key? So it's trying to. Why is it trying to use Grok? Generate AI code stream. I don't know what you're trying to do here. It's using AI. All right, AI gateway config. Using AI gateway false has Grok. Oh, I think I see what's going on. All right, let me go back to this page. Because I have to open the .env file. So it has. All right, so it means I have to comment out everything that it's not using. Is that what you're telling me? All right, let's go. Let's comment everything out. Let's comment everything out that I'm not using. So I'm commenting out Anthropic. I'm commenting out OpenAI. I'm commenting out Grok. Commenting out Morph, whatever that is. And I only have my E to B. I have my so I have my sandbox provider. I have my E to B key, API key, and I have my Gemini key. All right. So now all right. So let me close that. All right. So now it reloaded the environment. And allegedly is going to be using the Gemini Flash one, which it should be using the Pro, but whatever. All right, let me start this over again. So let's go back to here, and I am going to say HTTP // resume flow.app grape site. So it's saying there's no sandbox. It's all right. So if we, regardless of what this sandbox error message, as this message says here, it's telling me that there is no sandbox there. But if we, why are you still trying? See, this is the thing that's so weird to me. It's still trying to use Grok. I don't see any configurations. So if we take a look at over here, it is. So it has a prompt. Focus on, all right. It has start streaming response using Grok. Why are you using Grok? Because I don't have, all right. It says Grok API key is missing. Pass it using the API key parameter or Grok API environment variable. You know what? I'm just going to stop this and start it back over. Because I don't have Grok enabled in my code from the best of my knowledge. So let's let me just do it. Set up my Stream Deck real quick. Go to, and we say scene. So here, replace, and say, right. Cool. I just added the left and right screen to my Stream Deck so I can get to it a lot faster. All right, so let's go. Let's see if it works. Cool. All right, so we started over again. Now we're gonna go here. And we're gonna try that again. I think because it's using this thing over here. Oh, wait. There it goes. It's coming up. It is coming up now. But it failed to clone. Let's take a look at why. It's still trying to use the Grok API key, but I'm not using it anywhere. AI API key load. This is feeling like, you know what? I don't even want to scrape a website, to be honest with you. Like, if I'm being honest, I don't want to scrape a website. I don't see here. I have every single API key commented out. The ones that I've enabled is Firecrawl because it's required. Then I have Sandbox Provider for E2B. And then we have Gemini API key enabled. And if I go back to over here, we have all this information, but it's for some reason it's trying to send it to this moonshot AI. So and that's this one right here. So what if I just change this? And I say here, and I say clone flow.app. Okay, so now something is happening. But if that's the case, then I should be able to from this page set my preferences. I should be able to set the, what do you call it? I should be able to set the API or the AI key that I want to use. That looks totally different. That looks totally different. All right, let's go back. Let's say we do. I don't even have an idea of a site that I don't want to clone. I don't care about sites that much like that. Pedia.com. Let's create a tech Hotralphapedia. And then you see it goes back to this one. If I change the Gemini, and I can't even put in my Pro, which I don't think. Let me see what model of Gemini it's using actually. So let's say clone wikipedia.com. Failed to, all right, there we go. Applying to Sandbox, let's see. So it's like when you first go to it, it's going to try that Kimi model that if you don't have Grok set, then it's not going to work, which is kind of dumb, I would say. It's kind of stupid. And now the sandbox still isn't working. Okay, so I am going to say that, copy this error, and I'm going to say inside of my Gemini, wherever it may be, and OpenLovable. This is very common and frustrating with OpenLovable when using E2B. The error sandbox not found means exactly what it says. OpenLovable application tried to connect to a specific E2B sandbox, but by the time it made the request, that sandbox no longer existed. It's almost always a timeout issue. Here's the typical sequence of events. You make a request, clone a website. OpenLovable tells E2B create a new secure sandbox. E2B starts spinning up the sandbox. The process takes too long. Another sandbox short-lived time to live expires. Sandbox shuts itself down. OpenLovable is now ready to work. Tries to exit sandbox, but it is already gone. You need to tell E2B to keep the sandbox alive longer. You can do this by modifying the OpenLovable code where E2B is lived. Sandbox is created in your OpenLovable project. Search for the file where E2B or sandbox.create is called. This is often a utility like lib e2b.ts. Sandbox create and timeout. All right, so we need to find this line of code. Let's see if we can find that. Create sandbox. I don't see that one. What file would that be in? Sandbox equals wait. Okay, there we go. Create E2B provider, create sandbox. Timeout this.config.e2b.timeout. Is there a config file somewhere here? Yes, config. No, not that one. All right, so if we go to app config E2B timeouts, config E2B. And in the types, if I go to this config, so what's the value then? Let me see. App config, it's 30 minutes. What are you talking about? That's plenty of time. So, all right, let's go back to over here. That's right. So where's our E2B? And I'm going to ask it, what exactly is E2B as well? See what that is. All right. So sandbox not found on E2B. Right, it's taking me there, but maybe I don't know. E2B. I said I have 3 concurrent sandboxes right now. How did I get 3? How did I get 3? Let me see then. If I go to here and I go to here, That one does not exist. Okay. Let's see here. I see that. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy this code right here about the timeout for E to B. I'm going to say where's Gemini? So I'm going. I'll read that in a second, but let's see. This is the config for E2B sandbox in the app.config.ts file. Does anything look wrong? All right, so let's read this real quick to find out what exactly is E2B while it's doing that search. Let me go back to go to this full screen over here. All right, so it says that E2B is a secure sandbox environment built specifically for running AI generated code. Interesting. Think of it as a secure disposable computer in the cloud that gives you you give to an AI agent. The main problem E2B solves is security. When you ask an AI model like ChatGPT or an AI agent to write and run code, you have no guarantee that code is safe. It could be malicious or just buggy. You don't want it running on your main server or personal computer. E2B provides a safe playground for the code to run. How it works: request your application like OpenLovable or an AI agent needs to run some code. Create sandbox. It asks E2B to create a new sandbox isolated environment. Execute. E2B instantly spins up a lightweight virtual machine, a sandbox. The AI generated code is sent to this sandbox and executed inside. Isolate. The sandbox has no access to your main system. It has its own file system, terminal, and network access. If the code is bad, it only affects the sandbox. Destroy. Once the code has finished running and the result is sent back, the sandbox is completely destroyed, leaving no trace. Okay, I got you. Why is OpenLovable using it? In your OpenLovable setup, E2B is used. Run Firecrawl securely. It says run Firecrawl. Securely run the web scraping tool to fetch the target website's code. Run the AI model. Provide a secure environment for the AI to analyze the scraped code. Generate and run new code. Securely build and run the new React application in the sandbox before it ever gets to you. I guess. It says, all right. No, this configuration looks excellent. It directly addresses the sandbox not found error we discussed. The other settings are all standard. I don't know what's going on with this. Like, why I keep getting. So then, why do I keep getting sandbox not found when using OpenLovable? And sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't. And it said it did something. I can't see it. Okay, maybe it's gonna show up now. Start sandbox ready. Where is it? Over here. There. Okay, so I go to code. I want to be able to connect this wiki style application to my GitHub repos so it can work as a RAG answering questions about how the code works.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
Let's put that in there. Let's see what it can do before we get out of here. I still can't see anything though. I can't see the app in the preview. See what it says. I don't know. Weird. Yeah. Sorry to say, but I don't think I'm gonna. Maybe I might watch another video on this to see how other people are using it, but I'm not feeling it. Like, I think they are falsely marketing their capabilities, and this ain't it. This ain't it. Well, we're at the 2-hour mark. I had one more topic, but we're gonna table that for Sunday. And it'll be our first topic on Sunday, and we'll get it moving Sunday. I cannot wait to Sunday. I cannot wait to Sunday because we are going to be working on the speech app, and I like what I saw this past Sunday. It had me looking forward because now we get to work with Amazon Transcribe. We get to plug in our AI models, all of that good stuff, and we get to run it up. All right. Let me see if there's anything in the chat before we get up and out of here. Let me see real quick. Go over to here. Oh, look at that. We had some great views over there on the mobile side of things. Look at that. Shout out to everyone watching on the mobile side. All right. Let's go to the chat. Let's see. Magnetar said that. All right, so Robert says, "Where is my sweatshirt?" I have to do a big order that's going to have all my giveaways, and I will include your purpose sweatshirt in that order, and then I will send it to you. I'm gonna get me some hats to send out for the holiday season. Let me see. Magnet says that woman on your video creeped me out. Are you talking about Samantha?
How dare you?
What you be talking about Samantha like that? Let me see. Junior says he drives on faith. I understand, but please, for the love of God, not everything is meant to be done. Not everything is meant to be done on faith. All right. It says he doesn't have to push the car back. He's always blessed to find spots he can drive right in. in a busy city like New York. Oh my God. Well, look at the bright side, Junior. Look at the bright side in New York. Having a car will probably be a right very, very soon in New York. So maybe the New York City will give your brother a car that can go in reverse. So there is always a silver lining in everything.
Bruh.
Let me see what else we got. Junior says, I'm wondering if the purpose of OpenLovable is to clone the functionality of a website, and that's it. So maybe you can have a starting point and then make the website look how you want after. Maybe? Maybe. I saw it clone something on. I don't know if it actually cloned it, but it showed something with the resume flow. But I don't know. It just felt weird. It felt weird to me. Let me see. Let me see. Ginger says there is no such thing as a good transmission.
Bruh.
Let's see. Was talking about Rod Brown's video. I don't remember what woman on Rod Brown's video. I was kind of in and out of that video because I was at Walmart and stuff. And Ginger says everything is done on faith. And Ginger says we don't want any handouts, especially from the government.
They ain't believing us.
I hear you. Anyhow, I'm gonna get out of here. Why am I getting out of here is because I feel bamboozled, I feel let down, I feel disappointed. I expect I'm gonna have to go and watch another video on this OpenLovable thing because I had not watched any video on it because I wanted to experience it myself. But what? I'm like, what the hell is this? I have no words. I have no words for this. It feels like it is an atrocity. It feels like an atrocity. It does. But nonetheless, we shall make it. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. All right. Well, quick announcements on the way out. Tomorrow, the Bug Bite, noon, we're going to be talking about the AI music deal that just went down. It just went down. Like Young Jock, it's going down. UMG just signed a major AI deal with one of these AI music providers, and you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked to what as soon as they got the money from UMG, from Universal Music Group, what they did to their loyal customers will shock you. It will shock you. I couldn't believe it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow at noon. Sunday, we have our live stream and followed right after that by our Scrum Night. So that's our upcoming shows. Check out resumeflow.app to get your resume analyzed and help you get that interview, especially right now during layoff season. You gotta get ready. All right, you gotta get ready, you gotta get prepared. And then there's the coaching portal, thrive.techcoachdraft.dev, to sign up for the waitlist because I'm gonna start sending invitations out for that. And come hang out with us at techcoachdraft.dev. We have our vibe coding chills every other Saturday for free in the Tech Coach Draft Patreon. We do a Google Meetup. You can also watch live on the Patreon for free. And that's everything. Right? But that is it. You guys have a wonderful night. Tech Coach Draft, we are out.
Spartans! What is your profession?
How much did they think I'd take before the walls around me break? They used me up, they bled me dry, but I stayed strong, I reached the sky. How much more did they think I could take? Their whispers were poison, their smiles were fake. Behind the curtain, their plans were obscene, using my heart to fuel their machine.
I gave them my truth, they gave me their lies. Played me like a pawn in their grand disguise. I stayed on my path through the darkest of fires, while they chased the shadows of selfish desire.
But I won't break, I won't bend. This is my story and I'll write the end. They can't control the fire in me. I'll rise above their devious schemes. I saw the cracks in their glittered facade, every move a step in their twisted charade. But I kept my head high, my heart stayed clean, while they sank deeper into their cunning routine.
They whispered lies in the dark of the night, promises wrapped up in glitter and light. But I saw through the shadows beneath their sweet lies.
Now I see clearly the roles that we played. They chose deception, I chose to stay brave. The scars on my soul are badges I earned. Their schemes have crumbled, the tables have turned. I won't bow down, I won't retreat. I've got a heart that they can't defeat. Their web of lies, it won't confine this soul of mine. It's built to shine.
But I won't break, I won't bend. This is my story and I'll write the end.
They can't control the fire in me. I'll rise above their devious schemes. How much did they think I'd take before the walls around me break? They used me up, they bled me dry, but I stay strong, I reach the sky. How much did they think I'd take before the walls around me break? They used me up, they bled me dry, but I stay strong, I reach the sky. No more time for second chances. No more steps for these old dances. We're all out of words, we're all out of time. Truth is heavy, but the fault's not mine.
We're standing in the wreckage of a broken vow. The silence louder than the shouting somehow. The clock hands spinning, but the moment won't bend. We're out of beginnings, this feels like the end.
Burned the bridge and watched it glow. No turning back, the winds won't blow. The silence thick, it fills the air. We're stranded here, but I don't care. No more time for second chances. No more steps for these old dances. We're all out of words, we're all out of time. The truth is heavy, but the fault's not mine.
Promises are fragile like glass in a storm. You dropped it again, it's become the norm. Every excuse is a thread you can't sew. The seams are bursting, it's time to let go.
No more time for second chances. No more steps for these old dances. We're all out of words, we're all out of time. The truth is heavy, but the fault's not mine. You held the cards, but dropped them all. A house of lies began to fall. Promises made, but none were true. I gave my all, but not to you. No more time for second chances. No more steps for these old dances. We're all out of words, we're all out of time. The truth is heavy, but the fault's not mine. No more time for second chances. No more steps for these old dances. We're all out of words, we're all out of time. The truth is heavy, but the fault's not mine.
We'll drift apart like leaves in streams, chasing shadows, chasing dreams. No map to guide, no stars to see, just echoes left of you and me.
No more time